Welcome to The Pew, starring C. Ashley Brown Lawrence, JAVIS Mays, Monique Walker, and Ron Todd. Get ready. We discuss everything on The Pew.
All right. What's up, everybody, and welcome to The Pew. My name is Ron Todd, and as you can see, none of the ladies are here tonight because this is a special edition of The Pew called the Men's Edition, and I'm super excited because I have three amazing brothers here. Y'all, let's give it up one time for Mr. Joe Smith.
What's happening?
Yes, sir. The claps were delayed. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. While y'all clapping, make sure you give it up for my man, JAVIS Mays. Yes. And TITUS Jackson is in the building. Everybody, give it up. Yes. I'm super excited today, but I am going to miss the ladies. C. Ashley Brown Lawrence is working hard. She is rehearsing. And Monique Walker is on assignment as well. But we will certainly miss them. All right, let's check out our audience. Let's see who's chiming in already. Aaliyah Essence. It's Pew Day. Hey, y'all. What's up, Aaliyah? Thank you so much for joining us. Renee Rogers. Yes, it's Pew Men. Yes, Pew Men. Yes. Kevin Moore says, good evening, brothers. Good evening, Kevin. Kevin, man, we really appreciate you. We can always count on you being here. Thanks so much. Listen, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys begin to share. All right. Let somebody know that we are on. Can y'all do that for us? Make sure you share this broadcast on tonight. JAVIS, I think everybody's excited because they have not seen you in a few weeks.
You know.
And so I definitely think they're excited to see you tonight.
I was busy, man. I was preoccupied, like seriously. But I'm back now.
And we're glad you're back. We're so glad that you're home. Renee Rogers says it's already done. Renee, thank you so much. You always share, and we certainly appreciate you for that. All right. So, you know what, JAVIS, let's jump right into it. What's been going on with you, man? Inquiring minds want to know where you been.
Well, I had to. I'm working on a show, a movie with Jamie Foxx and John Boyega, and so we just finished filming this past weekend, and then Thursday nights I was on I was in study sessions and doing clusters because I was getting ready to cross over the Burning Sands, bruh.
Hey.
Burning Sands. Yeah, so I just finished that. And
tell everybody what that is for those who may not be familiar.
Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Okay, come on, man. They put us through hell.
Literally.
They did, and you talking about alumni chapter, man. It was a lot of work, but I was committed to doing it. I was like, you know what? I thought about doing it twice, and this time I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna commit to doing it. I want my sons to also be a part of the legacy, and I felt like, you know, I needed to go ahead and get it done because they're in college. So
right.
I went ahead and did it, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about what it stands for, and so it was a great opportunity to also to almost like build another family of brothers of the like mindset, and it was. I don't have not one bad thing to say about the process. It was tough, but I made it through. So, you know, but I'm back now, bro. I'm back.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, my mom says, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Bishop.
Good evening, Mom.
What's up,
Kevin
Martin?
Moore says, welcome back, JAVIS.
Thanks, Kev.
My mom says, awesome. Congratulations. Absolutely.
Thank you, Bishop.
Now, you know, JAVIS, I was thinking about you the other day. I was listening to Jesus Reigns, And it's such an amazing worship song. And listen, you guys, if you don't have it, what I need you to do, just go to like wherever you download your music, put in Javis Mays and just get everything that's there, because everything is amazing. But Javis, what I really appreciate about you live is you're a true apostolic, because when I tell you, I don't care when you go see Javis, you're going to have church. When I tell you, he going to usher in the presence of the Lord, you're going to lift your hands, you're going to worship him, but you're going to also. Look at here. When I tell you, Javis gonna go in, and the thing is,
yeah, right. I'm trying to think how long ago that was. That had to be like maybe about 2 years ago.
Nah, when I tell you, he gonna go in every time, and it's the spin for me every time. You got this crazy spin, and I'm too fat to spin, so I'm like, man, I'm gonna try to come down like 40 so I can do that spin.
You know, that's. I mean, if you ask me, you know, I'm still trying to learn how to shout. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I really am.
Anyway, he got another record called I Feel Like Praising Him. Make sure y'all grab that one and you can get your dance on anytime. It's an incredible record. Incredible record.
Appreciate that, man.
Renee Rogers says, dance, Javis. we had to start off hot like that. That's, you know, we had to start y'all off right there. Javis, anything else going on, man? Back. We glad to have you, man. We glad to have you. Now, Titus, what's been going on with you, man? We're so excited to have you on the Pew tonight.
Thanks for the invitation. What's up, Joe and Javis? It's been a minute.
What's up, bro?
Man.
Well, I'm actually getting ready to start working on new music because it's been a while. And for the past year since we've been in COVID, life has been the same for me because I do have a regular 9 to 5, which I never stopped working. And I'm the minister of music at a church here in Virginia. And I had one Sunday off, but I'm about to take 3 vacation Sundays back to back.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I've been pretty busy because the church I minister music for, I had only been there a year when this pandemic hit. And they weren't streaming or any of that. So we all had to kind of just, you know, take the bull by the horn. So I've really been full time with that. And also I have a radio show here in Virginia, which does very well. So I've been kind of busy with that.
Awesome. That's what's up, man. And, you know,
nothing major as in being in a movie with Jamie Foxx, but
well, you know, Javis, the Lord has just been so good to him.
Well,
no, but Titus, you know, not only are you a concert promoter and radio personality, you're also a minister of music. You're also an artist, and so I want people to make sure that if they have not gotten your music, that they go to any digital outlet and grab it, and they will be blessed. And just in case you've never heard them, check this out.
Come on in here. Glory to God. Come on in here. God
The
did
same
it.
face.
Hi, yeah.
I have not seen that clip in so long. First of all,
God
yo,
did it, yeah.
first of all, you just took me back.
He did
Let me
it.
just
I said, oh, okay now.
okay.
Listen.
So let
Then he
me
ran across the pulpit, ran
Yeah,
across.
Then he walked the stage. I said, come on, Doc.
listen, you know how it is singing gospel. First of all, you want to get the folk up on their feet.
That's right.
And y'all know how it is when you sing. And that was the first time I had actually sang that song in public. And I knew they were enjoying it just because, you know, they're rocking their heads. I was like, yo, we got to get them up on their feet.
Them dudes in the audience better sing.
Look, I sang my throat out. But that particular song, I actually wrote it a few years ago, and I recorded it with Twinkie Clark, of course, of the Clark sisters. So she's on the iTunes version of that, and so she's hollering, she's singing it the way I wanted to sing it. But dude, you just took me back with that clip. But thanks anyway.
So is that song still available?
Yeah, it's still available. It's called "I'm Coming Out" on my first record. I only have one record, but it's up there.
Let's not chuckle because it was on the Billboard.
It was. I think I got the little award back there on the board, top 10.
So it's not so little, Reverend.
Yeah.
Well, man, we're glad to have you tonight. We'll chat a little bit later, but let's talk to Mr. Joe Smith, Mr. Mainstream.tv. What's up, Joe?
What's happening, guys? How's everybody doing?
What's up, Joe?
Titus, the children were singing on that one, Doc.
Listen here.
Background.
Do you listen here?
You browbeat them in rehearsal.
You hear me? Them two people sounded like a whole army.
Yeah.
He was nasty to them people. I mean, came in with switches, you know it.
That's so funny. It's all about Joe Smith right now.
Yes. Joe, what you got going on, man?
Well, just working on this streaming platform, Mainstream. Of course, we got the Dorinda Clark Cole virtual concert still up there. If you guys want to check it out, just go to mainstream.tv. Make sure you spell it with 2 E's like this instead of EAM, and check it out. And we'll be putting up some more content soon. I have a docu-series called Diamond Girls that I'm putting on the platform. So Diamond Girls is a docu-series about women who dated guys in the street life. And then some of the women were themselves drug dealers. So they either dated drug dealers or they were drug dealers. So it's episodic. And I interviewed probably about 30 girls or women, I should say. And they got some crazy stories. So it's real raw. So we'll be putting up the first episode next week, and then we'll be putting up episodes after that. And, you know, just looking for more content for the platform. So that's been a challenge, you know, just grinding all that out, you know, because I've been producing it myself, but now I want to license content from other creators so that I'm not trying to.
The docuseries about women who dated guys in the street life.
And
then some of the women were themselves drug.
What that is?
Titus, is that you down there, sir? I only knew it was you because, see, we used to this thing. So I said, it's got to be
the face, though. And so there's that. And then we're also starting work on Dorinda Clark Cole's next project. So we just finished up vocals on her first single. And we're getting ready to start on the next song now. And so we're also
is it churchy?
Yeah, it's churchy with a little vibe to it.
All right, vibe. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
You know, Joe, I was going to say a lot of people who saw that concert, they were blown away by the overall production and how absolutely incredible it was. And so a lot of people are wondering if they want to talk to you about getting their content streamed and things of that nature. How do they reach out to you?
They can reach me at js@mainstream.tv. js@mainstream, spell like this, .tv. So yeah, definitely if they want to, talk about submitting some stuff, then I'm wide open for it. And then I'm looking for stuff that's already produced. I'm not looking for a lot of stuff that, has to be built from the ground up. If there's something that's interesting enough, though, we will do it. But it's just that, that requires such a significant capital investment.
Sure.
And thank God, we were dealing with a Dorinda Clark Cole, so we were able to justify that capital expense.
Right.
If you got something already shot, that'd be better.
Right. Now, speaking of Dr. Cole's virtual concert, what really stood out to me, Joe, that happened that night is that you, as a producer, you made sure to capture moments that other producers may have cut out. Moments that may have just been, some may have thought were purposeful for the moment, but you knew how important it was for everyone to be included in that moment. Take a look at this.
Yeah, just another day. Just another day. Just another day. Just another day. Can you see that he did? Just another day. Oh, just another day. When you go back home, just think about it, y'all. Just another day. Just another day. Think about it when you go in your kitchen. You got food in your cupboard. Just another day. Ooh. Just another day. Yes, he did. I know I couldn't keep myself. Just another day. Just another day. Just another day. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like she was going to her dressing room.
Yep.
And the spirit just fell. But you captured that.
Yeah.
And we needed it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? And I'm not trying to name drop, but years and years ago, Donald Lawrence told me, he said, when you do live recordings and live tapings, the most important thing is the moments. He's like, you're trying to capture moments.
Right.
And so when those moments happen, those spontaneous things that you didn't rehearse, you didn't plan for, you didn't expect it to happen, like that's the essence of what you're there for. So it's like, you know, I wanted to make sure that people, because actually, to be honest, we recorded more songs than what's in the concert. But I wanted to make sure that we had room for those moments, those spontaneous moments, those worship moments, those praise moments, so that people could actually feel like they were watching a concert versus watching a TV taping.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, man, it was like, you know, and I think I mentioned this before, you know, initially we were going to tape it in the sanctuary at my church. And then we did downsize the production and took it into our TV studio. And for some stupid reason, I was like, man, is it going to be the same spirit in the TV studio? And it's like, man, when the anointing comes in, it comes wherever it want to come.
Yeah. And you know, Dr. Cole is like the Energizer Bunny. And so when the more she goes, it's like the stronger she gets. And that rasp just takes me out every time. It's just, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And so it's crazy.
Brenda.
Yeah. And she still looks 25 and all that.
Yeah,
man.
Yes,
she looks great. She looks great.
Playing original key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, and arrested Dr. Dorinda Clark Cole is very dangerous because she'll get you.
Yeah.
She'll get you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So we're excited about mainstream.tv. So make sure you guys hit up Joe if you got some content. And if you haven't already seen that virtual concert, Joe, tell them again how they can still get tickets and check it out.
Mainstream.tv. Mainstream, spelled like this, .tv. Let me move the things so y'all can see it. Yeah. Go on there right now. As soon as this thing is over, you go here, mainstream.tv and watch the concert now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now listen, I'm not going to tarry long on my stuff. Y'all know I don't do that. But listen, if you haven't already, make sure you download my current single. It's called Safety 2.0 featuring Ernest Pew. It's available on all digital outlets. If you have not downloaded it yet, make sure you get it. And then I need you to do me another favor. Call your local radio station and tell them I want to hear Ron Todd featuring Ernest Pew, Safety 2.0. Amen. And I pray that you do so. Glory to God. However, somebody said something to me, glory to God. Somebody said something to me, Javis, and I never thought about this. They said, Ron, you've never talked about your church on the pew. And so I apologize because I pastor the most amazing group of individuals, Kingdom Dwellers Ministries of the Apostolic Faith. And you were supposed to quicken, Javis. Inside joke, y'all. I'm sorry. The Apostolic Faith. And I have an amazing congregation. We have service every Sunday at 10:59 a.m. Right now, you can watch it right here on Facebook or YouTube at Kingdom Dwellers INTL Church, or you can check us out on YouTube. Go to Ron Todd Ministries, and you can watch us there as well. We also have service on Tuesdays at 7:29 p.m. and then we have Bible study on 12 noon on Saturdays on the conference line. So please check us out. I'm in a very powerful series right now called Kingdom Community.
Powerful series.
It's a powerful series called Kingdom Community. And I'll let you guys hear a little bit of what I'm talking about right now. Verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. So how shall then his kingdom stand? See, they may not have love, but they know they must stick together if they're going to have any chance at defeating the kingdom of God. So they stick together. They will not allow themselves to be divided. But see, isn't it interesting? Because sometimes the church seems to not understand this principle as much as the kingdom of darkness. And see, maybe the church or the kingdom community, we fail to remember the importance of working together, the importance of collaborating and being engaged in community, everybody working together in harmony for a greater good. See, we have forgotten how important that is. Watch this. Here's what the church forgot that Satan doesn't care about. Because, see, Satan does not care about you shouting. Can I help you today? Satan does not care about you speaking in tongues. Satan is not impressed with your gifts. He's not impressed with your talents. You are. And see, here's what he knows. That many of us are impressed with ourselves over something that yields nothing. Oh, my God, today. A lot of us are impressed with our gifts and our talents and our ability and our status and how wonderful we are and how we're in a super class. But listen, Satan is not paying you any mind, because what he knows is if you run around the church and you're not connected to community, you don't have no power. My God, he knows that you are limited as long as you're running around by yourself thinking you're a superhero. Do you understand that Satan knows that if he was going to try to come against God in heaven, he was going to have a team? What are you saying, Pastor Ron? He didn't go by himself. The Bible says he went around and got all the angels he could to support his cause. I mean, it was like a third of the host of heaven. So in other words, Satan said, if I'm going to have a chance at defeating heaven, I can't do it by myself. So he went around and got a team, a community of angels. He got him a gang, a pact. So when he launched his attack, though he didn't have a chance, he understood the concept. Now, how does Lucifer understand that? But it seems the kingdom community has forgotten the importance of working together, the importance of being a team, the importance of everybody being engaged and playing their part so the community can be strong and powerful. So listen, if you think Satan is impressed because you have gifts, here's what Satan is afraid of, that you're going to take that gift and work with others who have gifts and do something powerful. But see, as long as you're a gift all by yourself, he's not worried about you because you have no real victory or power because you're alone. You have to understand that Satan knows that as long as you're segregated, he just lets you fight. He just lets you think you're special. You can be a loner. He lets you think that you can go where you want and do what you want to do. And you don't have to be engaged and you don't have to be connected. He says things like, you don't have to be a member of a church. You don't have to be connected to a kingdom community. You can just serve God, all by yourself. And you don't really have to be bothered with people. See, that's the trick of the enemy. He's a master manipulator. And if he can get you to be isolated, then he can take advantage of it.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Now you gotta let that play out, Doc.
We got to work together. Thank you, sir. So listen, if you don't have a church home, no. But yeah, powerful series right now on Kingdom Community. Seriously, guys. So I've been telling everybody, even, go to your church, please. I'm not sharking nobody, but chime into this series because I really believe that it's life-changing. Because Satan has really been trying to get people to think that they don't need the body of Christ. They don't need the assembly. And it makes me think about, it's just like a lion who we know is the king of the jungle. But one thing people don't know about the lion is really a punk. And the lion is a punk because he doesn't look for animals that are strong. The lion always looks for animals that are weak. He doesn't just go for a herd of buffalo, because together they're powerful. Together they're strong. He looks for the little antelope that's on the edge limping. Instead of walking in the middle of the buffalo, they on the edge, on the outskirt. And he waits till they're alone, and then he attacks them. And then what does he do? He destroys them. And so that's what he's trying to do to the believers. He's trying to get you to isolate yourself so he can destroy you. Yeah. But there's power in kingdom community, working together in unison, in harmony for the greater good, for the edifying of the kingdom of God. Let me stop because I'm a preacher, so I'll get in my flow.
That's good.
So
get in your flow.
I'll get in the flow. So let's do some Pew review today. Now today we want to talk about something a little light, but statistics says during the pandemic that everybody's a little edgy. They say especially men, especially because we've been in the house and we've had to deal with people. Listen, some families ain't never saw each other this much in their life. So they've had to deal with each other more than their couples. Come on, y'all have had to deal with your spouses a little more. So my question to the panel tonight is, what is one of your biggest pet peeves? What does somebody do that just gets under your skin?
Where my son stays, when they stay up all night and I get up to work and they want to sleep all day. When I pass by and they sleeping all day, it aggravates me. I'm like, get up, do something, find something to do. Get up, get out my house. Do something. I don't know. Like I do. When I walk past and I see him, I'm like, listen, I need y'all to do something around this house. Something. Get up.
Hey, Shelly.
Do something. So, and maybe that's just me saying go to bed at night, because I don't like to see particularly men sleep all day. Like that is a pet peeve of mine, to just walk past. I'm working from 10 to about 6 in the evening, and you're gonna sleep to 4 o'clock.
No.
That's a problem for me.
You're gonna get up and do something. Do the laundry. Wash some dishes.
They're 19. They're the same, and then they're lazy. They don't want to do anything. But I have to blame myself too at times, because we've allowed them to feel that that's okay at times. I'm assuming, because they wouldn't just do it. But they go. But now they're in college, but they come home, and even when they come home, I'm like, man, get up, do something.
Wait. And I want you to. You were saying because they're both of your sons are 19.
Yeah. You
have 2 sons that are the same age. Player.
And they're not twins. They're not twins. Petty.
Look what the Lord has brought you. He's brought me a mighty long way.
2 months apart, but bro, I tell you, right, you petty tonight. Oh yeah, but I walk past and be like, get up, go to the store and get something. Get up, go get some deodorant from the store. Go do something. But I could just order Uber now. Don't order Uber. Go pick it up.
Go get it.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I'm tired of seeing men's underwear. Now, back in the day, we wore baggy pants and our jeans would sag a little bit. You get a little saggage. But
now it's like all the way down to the crack. Now, it's
like they literally have their pants under their butt and their shirt just at the top of their underwear.
Right, so you can see the whole circumference.
Put that like that,
right? But then they mad if somebody say something to them out the way. But it's like, why are you putting yourself out there like that? Right. I don't understand. Wait a minute. Right. Hello, Ashley. We miss you.
Ashley.
Ash.
Titus talked about he wanted you to be here with him so bad, and we wanted you here too. All right. Anyways, yeah, it's like, but then if you say something to them, they hey, but it's like, pull your pants up, bro. Yeah. And it's to the point where it's like, I don't even want to talk to people if their pants is hanging like that.
Right.
It's like, dirty. It's like, pull them up and then we can talk.
Yeah, it looks dirty.
Well, it doesn't just look dirty. Some of the underwear is dirty. You know, you got on white underwear and you got a whole brown mark going right up the center.
Absolutely.
You know.
Or you have the opposite where, you know, they're wearing nice, colorful underwear. They've picked out the prettiest, brightest, flashiest color of underwear.
Right. You got on your baggy jeans and your Timbs, but then you got on mesh drawers. I'm confused.
No, you're not.
Oh my gosh.
And I understand they're doing
it's trifling. That's right, sis. It's trifling.
I know they're doing it for the culture, but I'm like, come on, can't we?
What culture is that? I'm not a part of that culture. What culture is that?
Yeah. I know.
It just sends the wrong message. I think it sends the wrong message. You know, and different ones have different messages that they think that it sends. But I just think that it sends the message that you don't respect yourself. You know,
exactly.
You know, and that's what I instilled in my sons. I was like, you know, if I walk past you ever, and I see your underwear, and you, especially you're not in this house, I will put my foot up your tail right where you at, because I'm not having that. Like you're not gonna represent me in that manner. Period.
Yeah, period.
Because I talk better than that. You know, I cook good around here. You know, I teach good. You know, so when you walk out this house, you need to act like you've been taught well. You know, I mean, because everybody in Orlando know who your daddy is. Period.
Right.
You know, your mom.
She said they do that in North Carolina. That's where Renee said.
Your mom is a school principal. That's unacceptable to represent us in that manner. Period. You know.
Yeah. It is.
So I think,
how about I've seen guys walk around with their hands in their crotch area, hands in the front, and I asked them, "What are you doing?" Because I'm cold. Put on some gloves, Joker. Like, what's wrong? You know, you walking around, you know, and then you the first one to want to extend your hand. What's up, man? No. What? No.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
no thanks, bro.
Yeah, they do that too. It's like
I don't understand that. So I'm with you on that one, Joe. Titus, what about you, bro?
The beggars are getting worse. So like people asking for money, that really don't need it. So today I went to the hood to get something good to eat, and I was getting ready to walk into the gas station. It was one of the convenience stores, and the guy was like, "Hey, young blood." I turned around. He said, "Yo, can I hold $4?" And I said, I don't have any cash. And I really didn't have any cash. I don't carry a lot of cash. I normally, use my debit card. He was like, he cussed. He was like, "Y'all don't never got no money." I turned around.
You don't either.
I was like, wait a minute. You're the one asking me for money. You're the one in need, not me. You don't sit there and get mad because I don't have it to give you. So it seems like it's really getting out of hand. And I mean, that's not to say I don't give to people that may need it, but some of them are really lying about it. Like they got a whole hustle going on.
Well, that's just like the man that was on the street a couple of days ago had a sign, "I'm hungry." Okay. Well, I had just came back from Logan's. I had got me a little ribeye, but I don't eat the bread because, I don't need it. So I had that good Logan's bread with the butter, so I said, "Oh, he's hungry." Perfect. It was still packaged up, tape. I handed it to him. He opened it up. "Bread? What, you trying to make me fat?" You say you hungry. You should have. I wish it was raining that day so I could have hydroplaned and just water could have just splashed all over him. Like, are you kidding me? You saying you hungry? I'm trying to give you something to eat.
Yeah.
Titus, you did hit a nail on the head though, bro. Like, food will have you risking your life in the hood. The restaurants in the hood, the carry-out restaurants in the hood,
and the price is good. And the price is good.
Yeah. You take your life in your hands and get some good food, bro.
Deborah Brown said they're all up here in New York City. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Shelly Boo said, "Get a job, fill out an app." Exactly. A lot of times what get me, they be on the corner, but they shoes be crispier than mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of them that actually leave the corner and go jump in a nice car and drive off. I mean, you have people who actually do this for they've been doing this for years.
And some of them bring their families out there with the little kids holding the signs up. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Joe Shelley said, "Hey Joe, can I hold $4?"
I ain't got it. How did he come about the number 4 though? That's like random, like not 5,
right?
Not 3, like $4.
Can I get $4? Carmen Evans says, "Don't go on Dexter. She in Detroit. I already know what she talking about."
Listen, Carmen, when Esquire's Deli was open though, I would be on Dexter, taking my life in my hands to get a corned beef sandwich.
Hey, yes, sir. You get it with that coleslaw, that Russian dressing, and Swiss.
Ooh. Yeah,
man.
Doc.
I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Beggars are choosy these days. Yeah. Yeah. They are, apparently.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you ain't got no money?
I'm gonna tell you what my biggest pet peeve is right now is when you either don't wear a mask or you take your mask down and you coughing and sneezing. I got a problem. Yeah, that's a big problem. I had a guy come in my office the other day. He had his mask like down here, and he just kept on, sneezing and coughing. And I'm looking like, dude, what's up? And then they get offended if you say something to them. It's like, man, read the sign. If you have any symptoms, everything you're doing is a symptom. Get out of here. You a whole symptom in itself.
Let me tell you, my daughter, we've been in church or whatever. I just finished singing and I'll come down and, I have the mask on. And sometimes, I'll just have it under my nose, like just to get a little breath, Right. And she be looking at me, she's like, put it on. Like, when I tell you, do not play about that mask, I'll be like, man, that mask, listen, I'm going to get my shot. Matter of fact, I'm going to get my shot next week.
Get it, y'all. I am fully vaccinated. And
bro. This mask
I'm very happy about it.
But this mask is everything.
James, how many kids you got?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. 14-year-old daughter, my Pookie, and then I have the boys. They're 19.
And another daughter on the way to even it out.
Another what?
Daughter on the way to even it out.
No mask etiquette. I love you, Ashley, for that.
Oh, the devil.
I know that's right. Somebody said that to me the other day. I'm like, I'm not having no more kids.
They're grown. These kids are grown.
Ron, you have kids?
Shut up, Joe. You know I got kids.
No, I didn't know that.
How many? 3.
Wow.
My kids are always plastered all over social media, so that's no surprise you don't know.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm going to go look.
Joe, you're my brother. How do you not know I have kids, man?
I don't get in your personal life. I just
What? Yeah, just like I know you have a daughter.
Yes.
See?
Brittany. Yeah, I feel bad now. I'm sorry I didn't know that.
It's all right, man. It's all right. So, yeah, those are our pet peeves. Listen, if you guys have any, go ahead and put them in the chat box. We would love to talk about it. While you guys are writing those in, Ashley said no mask etiquette. Shake my head. Yes, no mask etiquette. While you guys are writing that, I'm pulling up the first question that comes from Terrence. Terrence is in Los Angeles, California. He says, hello, Pew family. I absolutely love you guys, but I must say I love the legend Monique. We know Monique Walker. Monique, I'm sorry. Speaking of Monique, listen, make sure you guys, if you don't have your hand cream already and your foot cream, get your Elvania. All right. Go to elvania.com and get your hand cream. All right. It'll get you together. I just ordered
my hand cream over there.
I just ordered some new hand cream. Now, mind you, I ordered a small. Monique sends me a big one. Thank you so much, Monique. I so appreciate you. Thank you, Renee. She got us covered. Elvania.com. Make sure you get your hand cream. If you have not got it, I'm telling you, it's unisex. You won't be smelling like cucumbers and flowers and melons. Listen, he got his. What fragrance do you have, Javis? Which one do you got?
I have the foot. I have the I think it's like green tea. I think it's the Japanese green tea.
No, what's the name?
Elvania. It's the Elvania foot cream.
No, it's right there. What's the name on there?
No, it doesn't have a name on it. It's just Elvania. I don't have the name on
like I have Dashing Doreen. What's yours?
Mine is not on here. I'm telling you,
you want peeled it off. Ashley says member of the Elvania crew. Yes, we got our Elvania.
But it's the one she told me was going to be more of the green tea, but it's good.
This one is Marvelous Maria. I got Dashing Doreen and Marvelous Maria. So make sure y'all get them. You won't be smelling like a girl, guys. Get it. I took my foot cream to Maylene, and when it was time for her to put the lotion on, I said, put this on there. Oh, you want that, honey? I said, yeah, put that on there. Okay, you want this lotion? I said, yes, that one. And she put it right on there, and she went to work. Kevin says foot cream is the name. Okay, foot cream is the name. Yeah. Oh, foot cream. Oh, because you have foot cream. So foot cream is the name. It don't have names like the hand cream. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, sweet. Now, JAVIS is also selling foot rubs for how much, JAVIS?
$10.
$10. So if you want to go to JAVIS's feet,
go in my closet and get my Black with Brains sweater.
You can do.
Also too, I didn't tell you all, but my twin brother and I, we just launched our business 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry, JAVIS. JAVIS, I apologize. I was supposed to have something ready to pull up about that. My bad. Tell us the website.
blackwithbrains.com.
blackwithbrains.com.
I like it. I like the name.
I promise before the show's out, I'm going to have something prepared for that. All right, let me get back to this question. I got sidetracked. All right, so Terrence is from Los Angeles, California. He says, hello, Pew crew. I love you guys, but I especially love the legend Monique Walker. We know, but I do have a question for you guys. My question today is, I am 39 years old, and me and my wife have been married for 10 years. All right, that's great. I'm writing you guys today because me and my wife have recently been having some issues. The issues that I'm having with her is that she feels like because she works, that means that she does not have to cook. Now, I work a day job and a night job. And I feel like when I come home or maybe a doggy bag or something for my lunch, she should be able to prepare for me. She feels like because she works a part-time job 3 days a week, that she's doing her part and she should not have to cook. What say ye?
Was she cooking when y'all first got married?
Right. And guys, let me just say this. I always tell you, when you guys send these letters and emails in, the more detail about your situation, the better, because it just leads us to draw our own conclusions. But that's a good question. But not only that, I mean, listen, let me just say this. The way that things went back in the day, as far as the way married couples did, and women being domesticated, things like that, everybody's household works differently. And so I think that you should never look at another person's house and determine what should work best for yours. And what I mean by that is, forget about what mama and them did, what auntie and them did, what Junebug and them did, and I want you to do what works for your household. Now, if you only working part-time 3 days a week and your husband is working two full-time jobs, now I don't think there's anything wrong with cooking, or at least making sure there's a meal prepared. If he's working 2 full-time jobs, when does he have time to cook? Because I'm still trying to figure out when he sleep. He get off one job and go to the other one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like the least you can do with you working your part-time job 3 days a week is to make the man a biscuit. I don't know.
I was married almost 15 years. We've been divorced for 2 years. And I would say that for the majority of the time, we both worked full time. I cook most of the time. Matter of fact, I taught my wife how to cook. I think that that conversation probably like, you know what? I'm a strong advocate for counseling. I mean, if people are on the fence about who cooks, like go ahead and just get in counseling and kind of work it out, because clearly, and I don't know her and I don't know him, so we don't know the whole circumstance. We only know what he's telling us, but based on what he's telling us, it shouldn't be a difficult thing for a woman who loves a man and who respects a man who's working every day to go in and just cook him a meal. So if this woman really if she really is like strong and adamant about she ain't cooking you nothing, what is the deeper issue?
Right.
I just believe that there is a deeper issue than just not cooking, because it takes 15 minutes to really whip up, something quick. If you're only working 3 days and he's working every day. So to not blame anybody, my question is, what's the issue under that issue? Because that's
exactly.
That's my main. That's my concern with that, and I think that
that's a very good perspective.
Yeah, so I would just say, you know what? Talk to your wife and say, babe, it's been 10 years. We've been here together. We want to do another 10 years, maybe another 20 years. Let's go to counseling. Let's see where our relationship is. Let's see where we both can improve. Maybe he wants her to cook, but he won't clean at all. Or maybe, or why don't he say, well, babe, even if we both work. You cook 2 days a week. I cook 2 days a week. We eat out the other days. Sometimes you have to compromise so that the relationship can win, But if you're trying to fit her in the role of the woman cooks and the man doesn't, bro, you done lost that in 2021. I mean, that has out the door. Women ain't doing that no more. I mean, like they really do hold their own. And so you have to kind of come into the perspective, how do we build a partnership together? And try that, because you may find yourself cooking more, but she may be willing to do other things more, so marriage is a compromise, and you're dealing with someone who you're planning to spend the rest of your life with, right? Everybody has to compromise to make marriage work. Everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, Kenneth E. Jarman Jr. Ty, fellas, what's good? You know who I come to see. Yes, we know Monique's not here. I'm sorry. She'll be back next week, I promise.
And then
go get you some Elvina.
And then my thing is, like if you're a man who's really into like the traditional gender roles of the woman cooks and the woman does this and that and the other, how did you end up with a woman that wasn't about that? Like y'all didn't have that conversation? You know what I mean? Like, unless maybe it changed or something changed or something pivoted along the way during those 10 years. But like you said, we don't know. We don't have enough information, but it's just like, how did that, but to Javis's point, it's like, if you're tripping on that, if that's an issue, like a sticking point, something else is wrong. Cause
Evan says she probably mad he's never home.
Mm-hmm.
But that gets touchy though, guys, because if he's working 2 jobs, I guarantee you it's because he's trying to take care of business. That's probably what it ends up being. I mean, because if he's working 2 jobs and you're working part-time 3 days a week, it sounds like you guys are trying to make ends meet, And so as a man, in his mind, he's probably trying to provide. However, if that's the issue, go ahead. I'm sorry, Javis.
So why don't he ask her to work a full-time job then, that he cuts back on working, because that's not always the case, that people are working many jobs to fulfill or to make ends meet. I worked a lot more and did a whole lot more because I didn't want to come home. So you have to. That's why I said sometimes people need to just go to counseling and dig deep, because there are other issues that people don't talk about even within themselves that we're not transparent about. And so only until I went to counseling and I wanted to find out what is going on with Javis, that I really had this moment. Was like, man, my marriage failed not because of my wife. My marriage failed because of me. Why? Maybe she's angry about something. She's like, I ain't cooking this joke or nothing, or maybe she knows that you working just so that you don't have to be home. It's just people listen. Go to counseling, and don't go to your church and your pastor either. Go to real therapy and counseling, so you can get to the bottom of the root. Sometimes you need to go to people who don't know neither one of you, and really sit in a place where it's neutral, and you can get the honest feedback based on what the both of you are sharing. You know, that's what I would recommend. I mean, and now today, my ex-wife and I, we're best friends. We didn't walk away and hated each other. We walked into the courthouse together and walked out together because we communicated. Okay, this isn't working for us anymore, but we have two beautiful kids together that we got to take care of, and we got to maintain some sense of godliness because we're supposed to be saved people. Right, so how do we do this? Well, saved people don't get divorced. Saved people do get divorced.
Absolutely.
You know? And so, you know,
sounds
I'm
like
not
he's
telling
only home to
anybody.
sleep.
Oh, sorry, he's only home to sleep, which means he will. Yeah, man, you got the water garden. I mean, I made so much money on the road. Right, you know, I was on the road every weekend. My wife had everything she could imagine. Like there were no money issues.
I called Javis. Javis, I'm in Orlando. I'm on the road. Oh.
I'm telling you, you know, so that wasn't the issue. But the fact of the matter is, money does not solve all issues in the home when you're not there. You know, and so I don't know.
Oh, my bad. Kenneth, I had you mixed up. Bess was here for Ashley. Okay. Anyways, everybody always usually hear from Monique. Okay, so we got to move on because we got two more questions, and I know Javis' schedule is real tight, and I don't want to lose him. Okay, two more questions. This next one comes from Tammy from Chicago. She says, "Hello, Pew crew. I watch you guys every day, but I don't say anything. But please know that I'm watching every time you guys come on. We don't come on every day, Tammy, but okay." She says, "I get married in May. My boyfriend keeps asking me for sex. Is he your boyfriend or your fiance? First of all, I get married in May."
Oh my God.
Okay, so your fiance keeps asking you for sex. I am trying to wait until we're married, but it's getting hard because he gets excited and shows me. And then I get excited and I literally get up and leave, but I don't want to. Should I give in or just try to hold out? My thing is I go home and please myself thinking about it. So what's the difference? I just want our marriage to be blessed.
Do it. Tomorrow's not promised.
I'm laughing. I didn't say that.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Bruh.
I'm Kendrick, girl, give him some. Oh my gosh. The Saints tonight.
Oh boy.
What they want, the saved version or the reality or what? I don't know. I mean, my thing is this: if he pulling it out, showing it to you at that point, first of all,
and you're going home,
y'all have got to have been doing something to get to that point. And then you go home and you please yourself. Like if you go ask for forgiveness for one thing, you might as well. Well, I don't know. I mean, but May is around the corner, so you might as well just hold out.
Or why don't they just go ahead and just go into the office and talk to the pastor? Say, listen, we having a wedding, but we need to go ahead.
We got license already. Sign it.
Yeah, we need to get married because listen, this is getting ready to go down. You know,
right.
I mean,
but he wrong. You gonna get excited and show her? You know that's gonna make her want it more. You know, you gonna show her the whole
He manipulating.
How long have you two been engaged? I mean, May is only a couple months away.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's your boy. That's your boy. Like, huh?
And she talking about she going home pleasing herself thinking about it. Oh my gosh, man. He can't wait 2 months. She can't either.
Right.
She like a pepperoni Little Caesar's pizza. I'm ready. Okay, listen, I agree with Javis. We got to move on to this last question. Go talk to your pastor, whoever's doing the wedding. If you already have your marriage certificate, tell them to sign it. Y'all sign it, get a witness, and go enjoy each other. And I hope it's as magical and wonderful as y'all imagine. Gosh. I hope you know what to do. Lord have mercy. Okay. Wouldn't it be a shame? You excited about all that he's showing you, and he don't even know how to work it. Okay, hold on.
It is trash.
Right.
The whole thing is trash.
It's just trash.
That's a whole nother topic.
And you like, I just thought it was gonna be so wonderful. Your imagination was better than the real thing. You at home with your little toys.
Maybe she want to try it out before she married.
You right. Maybe that's the thing, because he might not be as good. He might not be as good as Victor Vibrator. All right, let me get to this last question. All right, this last question comes from an anonymous person. These last two have both been anonymous. This anonymous person is in Miami. He says, me and my best friend kissed, and we realized we have feelings for each other, but we are very scared, even after confessing our love for each other and making it very clear that we have always had feelings for each other and are pretty much madly in love with each other. We are scared out of our minds. As a matter of fact, we are scared. I can't say this word. SHIT-less, I guess he's trying to say. Okay. All right. Remember what kind of show you're writing into. All right.
Kirkham.
He said, so, but we are scared because here it is. Wait for it. ... We are two men. And we are very afraid that our families will disown us and that we will both lose our positions within our church. But we don't know what to do because we really care for each other. We are very much so in love and we want to move on with our lives together. We don't want the church to turn their back on us. We don't want to turn our backs on the church. But this is how we felt all of our lives. And just so happened, we've always felt this way about each other for a very long time. The reason I didn't say my name is because I don't know who may know us because we are prominent people within the church and we don't want to be judged. But I am seriously wondering what you and your crew think about our situation because we are in 2021 and we do believe that we're not going to bust hell wide open because of the way that we were made. However, we also don't want to lose our positions that we have worked so hard for. Hold on, let me scroll.
I don't have the answers.
That we have worked so hard for all these years, but we don't want to be miserable either. So my question is, do we just act like we don't have these feelings and live miserable for the rest of our lives and get married like a lot of closet men and have wives and have children, but we really are miserable because we want a man? Please help us. I know you weren't expecting this serious of a question.
Well, that last part about marrying just basically for a cover-up or whatever, I definitely disagree with that because you'll be, well, not from experience, but I feel like you'll probably be more miserable living a lie, especially with somebody. And the whole time I thought they were saying they were afraid because they don't want to ruin the friendship. They're afraid. Right. They're afraid because of
no, they got their friendship. It's real tight.
Yeah.
You know what?
Where's your water bottle, Joe?
You know what I would suggest to them, because I think that with every situation, you have to count up the cost, right?
Yeah.
So there are people who live their lives in private, not because they don't love each other, but because they don't want to deal with the drama outside of their homes. And then you have people who want to live out loud. Well, with living out loud, you also have to deal with what you've created, the noise and the mess that you created. Do I feel like someone should live in private and live in silence for the rest of their life? No. But I think that if they're planning to be together and this is what I'm gonna answer this from a non-spiritual point first. Okay. Spiritually, we know that marriage is a man and a woman according to what we've been taught, what we believe, what we've been teaching. Now, I'm talking to people who are just human beings.
okay, who happen to love each other, who are in a relationship. It is 2021, and I think that people, and I know people may have feel some kind of way about what I'm saying right now. The truth of the matter is, I'd rather people live their truth than to live in a lie forever. Okay, and that's difficult for some people. But if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna make this decision based on the life that you've lived and you built and the reputation you've built, then I think they should go to counseling too first. You need to prepare yourself for what it is that you're about to experience. Okay, right. Because if you love someone, it doesn't make any sense to do all of this, to do this coming out party, but then you can't handle the pressure that's going to come, and it's going to destroy not only your relationship, but your friendship. So you have to ask yourself, am I ready for this? Are we prepared for this? And then seek counseling, and don't go to your church for counseling first. I think that because your church is only going to give you scripture, but the truth of the matter is, we need educated people who deal with people who have real life issues. And you can't just throw a scripture and say, well, it's sin, that's the end of it. Like, bro, come on. Like, you have to deal with people where they are. And I think that, unfortunately, a lot of the people who are preaching to us are incapable and do not have the tools that are necessary to deal with real life issues that people are having. And sometimes it's just because you don't understand them, or you've never experienced what they're experiencing. But to automatically throw people away, put them in hell, beat them up, judge them, abuse them, young man, whoever you are, I would say go to counseling first, count up the cost, and see if this is something that you really want to do. Do you want to live out loud, or do you want to just live in private and enjoy your life and keep it moving? Yeah.
I think that's good. Yeah. Anybody else?
And to the last part of his the guy's statement or question, I just want to say to everybody, it's like, look, you know, if you have a struggle or if you're wrestling with that, please don't involve, you know, anybody else in that. I've seen a lot of women be devastated, you know, because they married into a bad situation. They married into the man living his lie.
Yeah. Right.
And they were devastated by it, you know, at the end of the day. And so my thing is, it's like, you know, if you're on the fence about that, or what you're going to do, or what you should make, please don't drag a woman. And especially a lot of women today, they have kids, and, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, you know,
their families and all of like, listen, your truth should be, listen, this is something that I'm not sure about. I don't want to do. Not necessarily that you have to tell somebody, oh, I'm feeling this way, but you can just straight up and say, you know what, it isn't for me. I don't want to be married at this time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you could save yourself and perhaps have an amazing friendship with this woman who perhaps may already have some inclination anyway, you know, but to marry someone as a trophy, I hate it. I hate to see like, dude, everybody knows that you out here giving tail up on every corner, and you walking around with this lady, like just no. Yeah.
And let me say this, because there may be somebody watching, because I want to make sure that you're clear on this. Maybe you're watching and you're that guy. It is never too late to make it right. And what I mean by that is, if you have to say to your wife, listen, we've been married 20 years, and you know, and I know that this isn't for me. So let's go ahead and end this now. And she says, oh, well, no, we're going to go ahead. It's okay for you to end it now and say, listen, let me give you the opportunity to maybe find someone that can give you what you really deserve. Yeah. And that's applaudable too, because, you know, I understand that there have been people, and I've heard many stories about people who felt pressured into being married and felt pressured into being like these gentlemen we're just talking about. I mean, they have these positions within their church. So maybe they feel pressured that, listen, this is the image that I have to have. It's the American way. I get married, I have kids. So if you fell into that category and that's never what you really wanted, or it didn't feel natural to you or whatever, it's never too late to make that right.
Yeah.
Just do it. And you know what? I believe that woman will then respect you so much more. She may not understand it right away, but like the old saints used to say, she'll understand it better. Bye and bye.
She's gonna be real mad to lay in the bed next to somebody who don't want to touch at all. Like that's just, who thinks that.
Yeah. Or she'll be real mad if she laying next to somebody who been laying next to somebody else who got hairy legs, and then next thing you know, it's the itchy and scratchy show. Or next thing you know, every time you go to the bathroom, you strain it because it's a little hot. You see what I'm saying? Or next thing you know, you got something that you can't even get a shot for.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
But you know what? But you know what? But you know what though? But I will pull back on that just a little bit, because you know what? There are men that are cheating with women who are also coming home with
same difference.
So I think that, and the reason why I say that is because I think that sometimes people like to make homosexuality the issue of HIV or things like that. But it's heterosexual people that are just as reckless. They're bringing home craziness too. I just think that sometimes we have to really be mindful that we're not buying to that. Everybody that's not practicing what we practicing, or everybody that's not practicing heterosexuality, gonna be sick. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that the bottom line is, don't marry someone that you don't want. Because let me tell you something. I was a man before I got saved and before I got married. Mm-hmm. Bottom line is, don't marry a woman that you don't want to have sex with. That's right. Don't marry nobody you don't want to have sex with.
Earlier, they're perfect because they want each other.
You should listen. If y'all mad at each other, you should still want that cookie. And if you don't want that cookie, bro, that's a problem.
Right. Matter of fact, the madder you get, the more you ought to want it.
That's how I used to be. I was like, come here, we're gonna make up. So yeah, I just think that, and I was very, very just homophobic when I grew up, and because of the way we were taught, like just everybody's going to hell, everything's going to hell. You can't go to the beach, you can't go to the pool, you can't do this, you can't do this. Everything was you can't do this, and everything was hell. And then
we was at the pool in t-shirts and tank tops. Everybody else had their chests out.
Jeans, no, we couldn't do that. We couldn't go to public places where they were swimming, And you grow up and you realize, man, this is crazy. Why are you judging someone based on what you believe? Because everybody don't believe the way you believe.
That's right.
And that's okay. Only insecure people feel like they have to dominate a conversation about what's to believe. Okay, you don't believe that. That's fine. Because it's probably some stuff that you believe that's true in your own mind that I don't believe is necessarily true, and it's probably true, what you're saying. So I just think that we have to become more open, because I think that as we're starting to see the thing, and you're seeing it now, a lot of the people that were so dominant and dogmatic with their teachings, they've changed because it's come to their homes.
Yeah.
Karma. Yeah, how do you preach you going to hell and all that stuff to your children simply because they're different? They're different than you, and so now all of a sudden everybody, you preach, and I mean you put everybody on brimstone. You may not wake up in the morning, all kind of crazy stuff.
Oh my God!
Now deal with it. Your children, who's been serving in ministry all their lives, are dealing with the same issues that you preach. How do you deal with that? Do you still preach it now? Because your children will try you, but your children will change your mind about a whole lot of stuff. They'll open you up, and you'll say, "Whoa, and
it kind of reminds me of what we talked about last week, even with the Kirk Franklin situation. And you guys know I made my stance very open and clear that I feel like that's that man's private business that his son was immature enough to make public, and I say that because as public figures on whatever level, we understand that it's very important that we're not common with everybody. because they can't handle us, you know. And if who we are as JAVIS, you know, or as Titus, or as Joe, as Ron, not Pastor Ron, but just Ron, if who Ron is will cause you to stumble, then yeah, you'll just know Pastor Ron. You understand what I'm saying? Not because I'm perfect, but because I don't want you to be scarred because you're a babe and you don't understand that just because I have this title, I put on my pants just like you do. Yeah, and unfortunately, the world has created this illusion that leaders and people of certain status are perfect. And they, you know, the standard and the bar has been raised so high that when you hear that somebody cuss they disrespectful son out, all of a sudden you want to get rid of their whole catalog. As if you've never used the cuss word.
Let me tell you something. I have 2 19-year-old sons. They probably got cussed out last month. Okay. And because nobody knows how to push your buttons like your children. Because
you work and you sacrifice and you make sure they have when you don't have.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's easy for me to look into your house and say what you should not done. But in this house, everything I've worked for is vested into my children. Is vested into my house. You know, so when I see that my kids are doing something that's detrimental to not only our legacy, but, you know, to their lives, yeah, I get offended or I get mad or I get upset. But am I cursing them or you know, jumping across the table because I hate them? No, what I heard from Kirk was I heard pain. Yeah, I heard hurt. I heard a man who felt disrespected by a son who he had pretty much given every opportunity and every chance, you know, to have whatever he wanted in life. And so when you have a lot of people passing judgment who may not necessarily have been invested in their children's life that way, or they've done it in a different way. I'm not mad at you if you've done it a different way. I'm not mad if you said, you know, Johnny, come here. And, you know, you say, Johnny, if you don't do that, if you do that again, you're going to go to the corner. We didn't do corner in our house. Right. You got your butt whooped. You know, you got snatched. You know what I'm saying? And we turned out pretty good.
Yeah, you went to get the switch that you got whooped with.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you may have been made to braid it too, you know. But you know, we turned out pretty good. I just think that people, the truth of the matter is people are always looking for another reason to make themselves feel good. And if that means putting somebody else down, you know, then whatever. But the truth of the matter is Kirk's son also was calculating by the fact that he went and to record your dad having a conversation with you. Like, who thinks of doing that? I've never. My relationship with my dad has been turbulent. Like, I mean, some of the conversations my dad and I have had, and my brothers have had with my dad. I'm the only one here. My dad and everybody knows. Like, I'm pretty out of 10 kids. I'm pretty much one of the only ones. You know, what somebody said, Jay, but that's an assumption. We don't know what's going on in that family. Absolutely. You know, which is one of the reasons why I reserve my judgment, because I don't know everything. But what I do know is, as a former counselor and mentor, I know when I see calculating behavior. And the fact that you would actually take another phone and record your dad says that you pushed his limits to catch him off guard so that you can report that to the world. Which means
let me just say this. Let me just say, because Carmen said Kirk said that he was recording his son as well. Okay, I don't care who recorded who. At the end of the day, people have to realize again, that whole situation is that family's business. It has absolutely nothing to do with me, because I feel like even people that we regard in a high way, if you were to record all of their conversations, they have so many bones falling out that walk-in closet that we wouldn't have enough room to collect them.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we have to just be, because see, the believers, we can be the biggest accusers as if our stuff don't stink, as if we don't die to our flesh daily, as if we're without sin. But see,
we take on Satan's his character when we become that, because he's the accuser of the brethren.
That's
so
right.
What we do is we take on his character, and we think that we're actually judging in righteousness, but we're not, because the first thing, the first way that you stop judging is you consider yourself. Man, there have been times when you've been driving on the road, somebody will cut you off something, and boy, before you know it, it came out, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to gather yourself. So we all have private moments in our lives where we're not even proud of our behavior. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you have to allow people's relationships with God to be personal. And that is what I'm saying, even about the young man that wrote the letter. Yo, you know what? It's difficult for people to give up controlling other people.
Yeah.
You know, but when you really allow people's relationship with Christ to be personal, then at the end of the day, it's not even my business who you go home and lay down with at night.
Right.
It's your business.
That's just like, as a pastor, I always tell people, I don't get in people's business. I see other pastors, they always worried about who's sleeping with who's screwing who doing. That's my job is to preach the word. Guess what? The word does the correcting. The word is sharper than a two-edged sword. I don't need to help it. And as a matter of fact, if I hear about something that's going on, how dare I then use my platform to talk about your business?
Right.
How dare do I use my platform to throw off on something that I may have heard?
Yeah.
You know, so we just have to be so careful, because guess what? I am so far from perfect. I am so far from having it all together that I none of us have the capacity. None of us have none of us are at the point that we could afford to fruit inspect, judge, any of the above.
Right. Yeah.
Because you don't have enough fruit dangling from your little tree for you to try to inspect somebody else's.
I'll speak for me. I don't, bro. Listen, there are days. I have good days and I have bad days, you know. And
my good days.
Yeah, and when I have bad days, you know what? Now, what I am learning to do is when I know that today is not a good day, I've learned to kind of keep to myself. You know, it's just it's not one of those days. I think the mature thing is to know when to pull back and say, hey, today isn't a good day to be hanging out with friends, because I'm not on that today, you know. And then tomorrow, yo, we may hang out and have a good time, but I think you just have to know when to pull back. And you know, Ron, one of the things that the church did was, back in the day, our pastors were everything. They were our counselor, our mentor. They the handyman. They came to the house. You know, their wives would cook for the family. You know, the culture of church has changed now. You have people who don't even know their pastors outside of them on Sunday morning in the pulpit. Things have changed, and I think that we just have not adjusted. You know, especially Black people, we have not adjusted to the fact that church has changed. I need my pastor to be my pastor, my man of God, but I don't necessarily need him to be my counselor or my handyman.
Correct.
You know? I don't need him
to. A lot of times they're not equipped. You know, they're not even educated in the psychological terms and ways in which they can properly diagnose your issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything is over spiritualized.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we should be okay with the fact that, you know what? Hey, I love pastor. And one thing I know pastor can do, pastor can get a prayer through, pastor can preach the word. But it's okay for you to compartmentalize your life.
Yeah.
You know, everything doesn't have to be discussed with one person. I have a person for this, I have a person for this, and I have, you know, an entity for this. It's okay to balance out your life, which is one of the reasons why we have so many issues anyway. We pour everything into usually one pond. You know, if something happened to my pastor today, I would just fall out the boat. Yes, I would miss my pastor and I would hurt, but I'm not gonna fall out the boat. I'm gonna keep living, you know. And so that's what happens. Or you know, I know when my pastor went through a divorce about 10 years ago, and you know, it was a strict apostolic church where he taught you can't get divorced.
It was a strict, what kind of church?
Strict apostolic, and he taught you can't get a divorce, right? So, but when he got a divorce from his wife, the church went split in half. But it split in half because it's what you taught. and you allowed them to assume that you were perfect.
Exactly. That's the key.
So
that's
they
what
can't
we have
handle
to be
you
transparent.
having a moment. They can't handle you being a man who fell down and got back up. They can't handle it because you allowed these people to make you next to Jesus when you're not. You're a human being, who God happens to use. You're a human who God happens to use. You're not perfect. And so I think for the people who are standing up and judging stuff, like, you just got to be careful. Don't allow your mouth to make you bite off more than you can actually chew. Because there's some times when you driving down the road and your wife could be in the car with you, but something just happened. Just be like, Jesus, 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 Jesus again, and so I think that we just, man, we have to be careful with judging people and putting people in hell, and like that's a big job, that I'm not capable of handling. So
Well, leaders are taught to not be transparent around the church people. See, this is what I feel though. Who was that? Carmen Evans. See, I think it's a difference between being common and transparent. Now, me being transparent as a leader is letting you know that I make mistakes. Now, me going into detail as to every mistake that I may choose not to, because you may not be able to handle everything. Or I'll give you another example. There was a person told me the other day that they were upset because their leader did not go into detail about some issues that they were having in their home with them. And I had to explain to them, that's your pastor. Why? That's just like, why would I call one of my members and talk about issues that I'm having in my home? I'm not. General rule of thumb, you always talk up. You never talk down. And that's no shade against anybody. But, if I'm having an issue, I'm going to call another pastor, or I'm going to call my bishop. You understand what I'm saying? To deal with what's going on in my home. But I cannot allow my membership into my home. Why? Right. Because then they form opinions. And then when something does happen, that's where the split happens. Because everybody's been included in something that has nothing to do with them. So that's the difference, Carmen. But back to what you were saying, Javis, this just came to me because I think it's so important that we understand that the difference between now and then, as far as our leaders in the church, is one word: trust. Yeah. There's a lack of trust. Now, I will say this. A lot of times people have a lack of trust because there's a lack of trustworthiness.
Absolutely.
But I can go a whole nother way with that. So I'm going to stop. But unfortunately, a lot of leaders have let people down. They've come to them in confidence. They've told their business. They've preached about their business. They've used their business to their advantage. And so, unfortunately, people just don't trust anymore. And it's a shame because I'm talking about the series I'm in now, Kingdom Community. It's a shame that it's not many people that in the kingdom that I feel like I can go to and talk transparently with. That's not going to go tell my business. And people say, well, Pastor Ron, what business you got? I got so much that I don't have enough time to worry about yours.
Yeah.
But my thing is, it's just like, now I can call JAVIS and be transparent with JAVIS, but it's not a lot of JAVIS Mays out here. You understand what I'm saying? That I can do that with, and that's a shame.
You're right about that, Pastor Ryan. It ain't a lot of me. I'm for real. I'm a real nigga. Like I keep it 100. I keep it 100 with you. But one thing you're never gonna ever hear anything you've ever said to me mentioned in any kind of way. Like, never. I cannot stand gossiping people. I just don't like it. If I find out that you are a gossiping person, we won't be friends. Like, I just
Javis, hold on. I gotta stop you because let me say this in all fairness. I feel like everybody does and listens to a little gossip. Everybody. I don't care what nobody say, whether you're doing it purposely or not. Because
I think it's a difference, though. I think it's a difference.
I'm just putting it out there because I'm not going to sit up here and say everybody like a little tea. You feel what I'm saying?
Everybody knows it, right? But I think it's a difference. I think it's a difference when you have people who are vicious and they just love running from house to house. They always carrying something.
Right.
People who are always in other people's business.
Or every time you see them, they have a story about someone else.
Always.
Absolutely. Like yeah, that's the difference. You know, yeah, we all like to know what's going on. You know, we like to know what's going on. But when you have a person who's always running with itchy ears and always got a story,
and I tell you,
they tell it all.
In the gospel music industry, that's the biggest turnoff, because if we don't have a relationship at all, and then every time I see you running down another artist, it's like, dude, you don't even know me.
I don't know them either. Yeah.
It's like,
I don't trust people.
I'm good on you.
They got too much to say about other people, especially when they don't know you like that.
Yeah.
Like if a dog will bring a bone, he'll take one.
That's what Mama said.
and let me explain something to y'all, and then we're gonna get off here. I had to explain this to somebody the other day, you know, because they tried to call me and tell me about how somebody called them to hip them up about somebody else that they had just became friends with. And they they said, well, you know, the person called me because they wanted to, you know, put me on game about so-and-so, like, hey, man, you better watch them because they so-and-so and so-and-so. I said, let me explain something to you, my dear brother. That had nothing to do with the other person. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, listen, he's letting you know because he know who you are. And he know y'all to be two peas in the pod. So it's like, if you a thief and you connecting with another thief, he letting you know you need to be careful because you get all that food and y'all both gonna be in jail, and I don't have the bail money. So no, it don't have nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with you. Because if you're the type of person that got your stuff together, I don't have to warn you about nothing. But see, I warn you because I know
you.
Come on. I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to put me up on game on so-and-so because they said, hey, you better watch out, right? Because they know you.
Listen, y'all, I have a 10:30 study session that's getting ready to start for this class that I have right now, qualitative analysis. And
yeah.
I gotta go.
I don't even know what that is, but good luck with that.
Right, we get out of here. But listen, y'all,
I'm working on my doctoral degree right now. So
that's what's up, bro.
Yeah, man. But when I tell you, like,
doctoral degree, movies with Jamie Foxx, you know. But
I encourage myself every day when I make the decision, when I go to bed at night, that's it, I'm done, I'm quitting. Then I get up in the morning, I'll be like, oh, one more day, you know. No, I'm for real. I've quit this doctoral program in my mind like 20 times. Like I'm just
man. You got to do this thing, and we praying with you. You're gonna get through it. But listen, we appreciate Joe as always coming through.
Classes.
Titus Jackson, you have been amazing. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Okay. Listen, we love y'all so much. We'll talk to you next week right here on the Pew. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.